All right, Bills fans, the time is here. I'm sure most of you have already been going online to try and figure out, what do the experts think? Are the Bills going to start the season with a win? Well, if this is going to be a good year, they better start things off with a win. But we want to hear from our experts. Here's what they think about this Sunday's matchup.
I've got the Bills winning this one and winning it big. I think the Bills are going to come out on top like 27-10. I don't think they'll have too much problem moving the ball against this Jets team. And I don't know what the Jets can do offensively. They really don't have a real good arsenal of wide receivers. They have Le'Veon Bell. He hasn't done much in his Jets tenure. I went back and watched the Bills' victory in Week 1 last year. And I'll tell you what, the Jets haven't changed too much since that game. They did lead at 16-0. The Bills have changed immeasurably. They are better all over the board. They play with much more cohesion, and I don't think they'll have too much trouble coming up with a win this Sunday.
A lot of high expectations for the Buffalo Bills in 2020, and it all starts in Week 1 against the New York Jets. It's an in-division game that, quite honestly, the Jets are in Buffalo's league in 2020. When you look at their game last year, C.J. Mosley was a disruptive force on defense and a key part of why they turned the ball over 4 times in the first half alone. There is no C.J. Mosley this year. There's also very few healthy wide receivers on the Jets roster. And when you just look at these teams on paper, New York really doesn't seem like it can keep up right now. Buffalo's a 6.5-point favorite in Vegas. I think this is one of those that those odds makers got wrong. I've got Buffalo winning by at least 3 scores. Let's go 31-10.
We all know this is a huge season for Josh Allen to get things going, and he gets a great runway in Week 1 against the Jets, against a weakened secondary that doesn't have a lot of experience and some injuries to boot. So I think this is a great week to exploit them with an intermediate passing attack, utilize the great route running from both Stephon Diggs and John Brown, and try and gain that separation that way, and then continue to just march down the field. I think the Bills are going to win this game, and I like them by a lot. I'm going to go by a couple of touchdowns.
All right, so we've heard from MURPH, Marcel, and Joe B. All 3 believe the Bills start the season with a win. Adam and Jenna, what are your predictions? Adam, we'll start with you.
Well, I've got the Bills as well, only by a couple scores, though, no blowouts. 24-13, the final for the Bills. And looking back at last year, they squeaked out a win back in Week 1. This Bills team got better over the course of the season and added a lot more pieces across the board as well. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is the loss of Jamal Adams, dealing him to Seattle in the offseason. Joe B mentioned that it's going to hurt the passing defense for the Jets. I think it's also going to hurt the running defense, so that'll open things up a lot for Josh Allen and company on that side of the football. Again, I don't think either unit's really going to blow the doors off right out of the gate with no preseason, trying to gel, get both units together, but I think it's going to be a strong win by a couple possessions.
So many high expectations surrounding the Bills, so many low expectations surrounding the Jets. It may seem like a trap, but I don't see the Bills dropping this one. I expect the defense to have no issue giving Darnold and company trouble. While the Bills offense has had their struggles, I think Allen and Diggs will live up to what some are hoping to see. Bills fans, I think you're going to be having an extra beer in celebration. 24-13 Bills.
Did all 3 of us say that the Bills are going to score 24 points? I think we did. I think this game is going to be a bit closer than some of my colleagues, but when you look at the Bills' schedule, this is their easiest game. The Bills get it done, but it's not going to be a complete walk in the park. 24-16, that's what I think, and I'm going to call my shot here. I think Zach Moss is going to score the Bills' first touchdown of the season. I was going to say it was a Josh Allen rushing touchdown, but we'll stick with Zach Moss. So there we have it. 6-0 on predictions. None of us could have predicted the other way. We would have been the least liked people in Buffalo. We're not going to start the season with that.